Good evening, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. This is Rich again, back for your third and final video blog of the night for Wednesday, April 6th, 2016, around 7:32 in the evening in Billerica, Massachusetts. It's getting dark out, clouding over. Tomorrow it's going to be rain, various intensity, highs in the upper 50s, and this weekend New England could get some more snow. Boo! Should be spring, but we're actually going backwards, then forwards. You can't go back to go forwards. Some news to report: the Kansas City Royals are interested in trading for Red Sox pitcher Clay Buchholz, and I hope the Royals get him, because the Red Sox don't need him, because he stinks. And Pro Basketball Hall of Fame coach Jerry Sloan has revealed he is battling Parkinson's disease and dementia. So sad. Prayers to his family. And that's about it on the news. My third and final video blog subject of the night is my personality profile. Tonight's personality profile is about one of the legendary professional wrestlers, WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler has been in the world of sports entertainment for over 40 years. He was one of the top wrestlers in the 70s, 80s, and 90s, mainly wrestling in Memphis, Tennessee for the CWA and the USWA, a promotion that he co-owned. He's known to these wrestling fans as a color commentator on WWE programming, and Jerry the King Lawler was one of the most famous bad guys and good guys of all time in wrestling. Jerry was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but he grew up in the majority of his life outside of Cleveland, Ohio. He became a big Cleveland Browns fan and a Cleveland Indians fan. In high school, he loved to draw art. He was an accomplished artist. He went to school for art, and he got into the professional wrestling ranks after he was drawing some stuff for the local wrestling promoter in Memphis, Tennessee. He was trained by Jackie Fargo, and in 1970 he made his professional wrestling debut in Memphis. He started off as a face, jobbing a lot. Eventually, he turned heel, and he feuded with a lot of wrestlers, including Jack Briscoe and Austin Idol and Jerry Jarrett and Bill Dundee and Tommy Wildfire Rich and Jimmy Valiant. He was managed in Memphis for a long time by Jimmy the Mouth of the South Heart. He was a great talker. His famous move was the pile driver, which was illegal in Tennessee. In 1980, Jerry the King Lawler broke his leg during a softball game. He played softball when he wasn't wrestling, and he was out for most of the year. And he turned face, and because Jimmy Hart, his manager, dumped him, fired him, and from 1981 through 1984, Jerry the King Lawler feuded with Jimmy Hart's first family. Jimmy Hart brought in so many wrestlers, including Dory Funk Jr., Terry Funk, Ken Patera, Jesse the Body Ventura, King Kong Bundy, Austin Idol, Bill Dundee, Ravishing Recruit, and others. But Jerry the King Lawler beat them up, and he won many CWA World titles. Jerry the King Lawler's famous feud was with Andy Kaufman, an actor-comedian. That they started that feud in April of 1982, and it lasted several months. And Jerry the King Lawler slapped Andy Kaufman on television. They made a documentary about this feud, and it probably was one of the best feuds in professional wrestling history. And Jerry the King Lawler was one of the only big-time wrestlers to stay in his territory during the expansion of the WWE and the NWA, which evolved in WCW, because he part-owned the CWA. And Jerry the King Lawler got a few title shots at the NWA World Champion Ric Flair, and it was rumors in 1985 during a Great American Bash tour that he was promised an NWA World title reign by Jim Crockett, but that never came to be. And then Lawler and Jarrett began working a relationship with the with the AWA. Jerry the King Lawler would sell out a lot of, like, the Mid-South Coliseum. A couple of times he lost lose or leave town matches, and he would have to wrestle in other territories briefly, but he worked backstage, and then they lifted the ban. And 1987, Jerry the King Lawler feuded with Austin Idol and Tommy Wildfire Rich, which brought near-record crowds to Mid-South Coliseum. There was one match that Austin Idol won by beating Jerry the King Lawler without Tommy Wildfire Rich. He was under the ring, got his head shaven. Also, this is when, like, Paul Heyman was involved in wrestling. And Jerry the King Lawler then challenged Kurt Hennig for the AWA World title at Mid-South Coliseum in May of 1988. Jerry the King Lawler says if he would lose, he would retire from wrestling, but it was in Mid-South Coliseum. He beat Kurt Hennig for the AWA World title, and Jerry the King Lawler for about 10 months was the AWA World Champion. He wrestled in the AWA as a heel, but in Memphis he was wrestling as a face. He feuded with Kerry Von Erich over the AWA World title, and at Super Clash 3, Jerry the King Lawler won the WCCW World title, the World Class Championship Wrestling title, and it merged the AWA World title and World Class Championship Wrestling title to World Unified title for the CWA on USWA. But Jerry the King Lawler stopped working AWA because he did not get paid for the payoff for Super Class 3. The kayfabe storyline said Jerry the King Lawler missed 7 mandatory title defenses, but in actuality, he wasn't going there unless he got paid. He kept the unified world belt, and that was the end of that. And Jerry the King Lawler for many years was vocal about the WWE, saying it was cartoon characters. He even sued WWE when the WWE came to Memphis and Nashville, the CWA territory, and they promoted King Harley Race just using the cane, and that caught the assumption that the fans in Memphis and Nashville, Jerry the King Lawler's jumping to the WWE was a little bit of false advertisement. I think this is when the WWE didn't have programming in that area. It was on like a low-power channel, but that lawsuit was dumped. In 1992, Jerry the King Lawler went to the WWE as a heel announcer because he was such a good talker, but he still wrestled as face in USWA. This is when USWA and WWE had a working relationship. Jerry was like a heel commentator and pretty good. He ranked up there with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Jesse the Body Ventura. Once in a while he would get in matches, feuding with Bret the Hitman Hart over the true king of the WWE. And also the wrestlers who came from the WWE to wrestle in USWA were heels, and the USWA guys were faces, but it was vice versa in the WWE. And Jerry the King Lawler actually feuded with Vince McMahon in the USWA. That was the first time Vince McMahon turned heel. That's an interesting fact, but it was never acknowledged in WWE television, because this is when the time WWE did not acknowledge any other wrestling promotions. And Jerry continued to be running USWA into 1997 when it folded, and he was entrenched as a WWE announcer, a heel announcer, which was good. He would make so many funny jokes and one-liners to Jim Ross and Vince McMahon. Very, very funny. I thought it was, hilarious when Jerry the King Lawler would, praise Vince McMahon when he turned heel, and with the Mr. McMahon character, Jerry the King Lawler was praising him, saying he was his hero after so many years of joking with him at the commentating booth. I wish Jerry the King Lawler was kind of a stooge to Vince McMahon, but it probably would be a short-lived thing, because I think Vince would have gotten fed up with Lawler's crack the comedy jokes with him, and it probably would have inadvertently turned Vince's face against. They would have probably had a real wrestling match, Vince against Jerry the King Lawler. But that would have been very funny, but probably he would have begged off. Or then again, you never know. Jerry the King Lawler would have had two cool come in. That was Grandmaster Sexay and Scotty 2 Hotty. They were heels at the time, but that maybe would have given them a big push. They could have had 6-man tag, the Stooges and Mr. McMahon against Jerry the King Lawler and Too Cool. Anyway, Lawler's peak as a heel announcer was when puppies, but that got annoying after a while. He developed a relationship with the cat, Stacy Carter, but eventually the WWE didn't like the cat, Stacy Carter, then she got fired, and Jerry the King Lawler left WWE in 2001 in the springtime, but he came back in fall after he and the cat were divorced. Jerry did some independent wrestling work, and then he became because Stu did the heel announcing, but he was overdoing with puppies, and just got annoying. And from time to time, he would step in the ring. Eventually, he became like kind of a face announcer, which he wasn't. He was decent, but he was dropping like that, and would still get in the ring from time to time in WWE and other independent territories, what was left of them. And in 2010, Jerry the King Lawler wrestled CM Punk for the WWE title on Monday Night Raw, but Michael Cole, who turned heel as a heel announcer, interfered, and Michael Cole feuded with Jerry the King Lawler. It was a very, very ridiculous feud. It was, I think, on an episode of Raw in 2011 that Michael Cole finally revealed on WWE TV that Grandmaster Sexay was really Jerry the King Lawler's father. It was really acknowledged on television. Brian Christopher, that was a bad thing, because there was no reaction. And then Jerry the King Lawler wrestled Michael Cole at WrestleMania 27. Was one of the worst matches in WrestleMania history. That feud continued for a few months, but it was eventually dropped. And in September of 2012, Jerry the King Lawler had a heart attack during a live episode of Monday Night Raw. They had to stop doing commentating because of what happened, and he was out for a few months, but eventually came back, and he still does announcing. He eventually moved to SmackDown, and he finally became a heel announcer again in January 2016, which that's pretty good because he's much better as a heel announcer than a face announcer, and he still does independent work from time to time. Jerry the King Lawler got inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in like 2007. William Shatner inducted him. Originally, he wanted Lance Russell to induct Jerry the King Lawler, but the WWE said there's not too many people who know Lance Russell outside of Memphis, but Lance Russell was a WCW announcer in the late 80s, early 90s, also on WCW Pro, but I think many parts of the country didn't get WCW Pro, but he didn't take it personal. Also, Jerry the King Lawler won many USWA Unified titles because he owned a promotion. And I think Jerry the King Lawler is one of the best territory wrestlers of all time face, and he's probably number 3 as heel announcers, but behind Bobby the Brain Heenan and Jesse the Body Ventura in professional wrestling history. That's about it on Jerry the King Lawler. That's about it on these video blogs: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Google+. Tomorrow, you're gonna get 3 more video blogs. First video blog will be about a new list of greatest stuff. Tomorrow starts the top 50 greatest tag team wrestlers, of all time in professional wrestling. Second video blog will be about ESPNU. That stands for ESPN University. And the third and final video blog of the night will be my personality profile. Tomorrow's personality profile will be about Hockey Hall of Famer Marcel Dion. Keep calm, everybody. I'm a Julie Bunny guy. Molly Rosenblood of WCCO accent has nice legs. Elizabeth Hatt's also stunning. She got nice legs as well. Amy Schwenzy's awesome. Bob Gibbs of ABC 11 has that sweet southern accent. Julie Donaldson of Comcast Sports Mid-Atlantic, my TV's sports crush. Michelle Beto of ESPN Sports Nation rocks. And in the words of Bob Redding, former executive director of Boys and Girls Club of Greater America, go find something to do. Good night, everybody. Sweet dreams.